Hello, beautiful souls. How is everyone doing on this fabulous, I think it's already January 4th, isn't it? So I wanted to pop in here with some messages for the week ahead. Feel free to comment. Let me know how you're doing. If you're tuning in from my group live here, would love to say hi, have you say hi, see how you're doing. If you're watching me on YouTube on the Mustang Mindset Messages channel, please remember to like and subscribe. And so today I'm going to be pulling some cards from the Archangel Animal Oracle deck. This is from Diana Cooper, and sometimes I switch around. And if you're a member of the Animal Empath Journal, that's where I get into the Whisper from the Rainbow Bridge, which is the Animal Angel Messages. That's normally where I do those. So check that out. Become a subscriber of the journal if you're not already. You can subscribe for free, and you can become a member. And now, as part of the founding Animal Ally membership, you will be getting lifetime access to the Mastering Animal Communication program if you're not already in that program. I can offer you a private reading if you're already in that, but that's the latest offer to become a founding Animal Ally member. So anyway, that's my little blurb on that, on the Animal Empath Journal, where I channel messages of wisdom and intuitive guidance from the animal realm, as well as, stuff that comes through. So anyway, I'm going to start pulling some cards. Let's hop in, get some messages going. I usually pull maybe 5 cards, see what's coming through. Interesting so far. We're going to see. So far we've got the tiger, we've got the parrot, we've got the rat. Not such a bad thing. Some people I know are troubled by rats, but they have their message and their wisdom like all the other animals out there. The llama, awesome as well. Wow, the llama, it's last week's message, and it's along the lines of what the armadillo was saying. Okay, so, and the dog, how awesome. Usually we're getting the wild animals here, but we have the dog. So I wanted, yeah, I'm getting over this cold that I had the last week, but I wanted to just dive in and look at, I usually like to rearrange these a little bit. And so many messages here are coming up. I want to, I'm going to move this around a little bit. Diving in here, so the llama, again, like the armadillo last week in the other deck, talks about boundaries and setting clear boundaries. Now this combines it with Archangel Shamuel, and enforce them. That's part 2, set them and enforce them. And we can think about boundaries and talk about boundaries and maybe not set them, maybe not enforce them. And it's important also to go back to my article in the Animal Empath Journal. This is on Substack. You can find the link here as well. And you can read for free the article I wrote where I talked about a 3-step process and setting boundaries and, the stress and of life and holidays or whatever. But, there's a simple process for that energetically, but also it's important to be aware of what our gut is trying to tell us. Because when a person comes into your life, and I've helped women through narcissistic relationship recovery as well, we need a sense, is this person safe to be around, or is this person that's going to be toxic or pushy or whatever? And set a boundary, and it's okay to say no. That's part of self-love and self-discovery that I talk about so much. So have an awareness of what your gut is telling you on whether it's a work situation, a relationship situation, what boundaries do you need to set, or when do you need to set these boundaries to keep you safe, to keep you feeling secure. I was talking about shaky ground last week. So when the ground gets shaky, we need these boundaries in place to help us to feel safe and secure. So go back and check that article that I wrote last week in the Animal Empath Journal about shaky ground. And, I can't even remember the exact title and tagline, but you'll find it in the journal. It's the last article I published. So there's good insight there, but the Lama is reminding us again about boundaries. I'm going to jump over here to the tiger. This is, and again, self-love, so much at the theme here of accepting your magnificence. We as empaths especially don't even recognize or often see or understand our significance. And we may feel like, we're not good enough, we're not doing enough, we're not people-pleasing enough, even though we are people-pleasing. And we just, excuse me, aren't accepting our magnificence. This is something, everything I teach is stuff that I've been through. I've experienced it first, so that I can speak about it with knowledge, with intuition, with intelligence. And I have really struggled in the past with my own magnificence. And, you are an awesome soul with dignity, direction, and purpose. What do you want to do with that? You are a powerful spiritual being. So, another drink here. Set those boundaries and accept your magnificence in this life, because you are amazing. I guarantee it. And choosing to be here in this life alone is something that takes courage, because, it's an opportunity to learn and to grow. And in the meantime, understanding that you are magnificent, just being here, just getting up and functioning every day. We think we have to change the world, and do all this stuff. And you do change the world just by being you. So it's about being uniquely yourself. And to get there, the Parrot, here's an awesome message from the Parrot. It says, listen intently to understand. Are you listening to yourself? Are you listening to your heart? And it was what I was saying about creating boundaries. We've got to listen to our gut and what it's trying to tell us. Listen intently to understand, to your intuition and what it's trying to tell you. There's guidance there when we listen and understand our path, understand our direction, understand who we should have in our life. And this is something I really help my clients with through my one-to-one work, but also the Animal Angel Academy is diving deeper into your intuition through guided meditation to connect with yourself. Getting into understanding yourself requires relaxing, going deep. I talked about this again in the previous article about, having a sacred space, because when you have a sacred space, whether you've got candles around or that could be why it's getting me a little bit. I have been burning some sage in my sacred space. But what would make your sacred space special to you? Animal mementos, candles or sight, sounds, things that would help you to relax. Because when we relax is when we get deeper into our intuition and into our guidance. So, take a deep breath, create that sacred space, go deep, and listen to the guidance that's there for you. So yeah, that's a powerful message on, getting back to your intuition. And this is the problem. I did it for years. I was spinning around in my head, an analysis paralysis. I used to work in corporate, where we're trained to be so analytical and to justify everything through numbers and analytical things. You don't have to justify anything because you are a magnificent being, right? Just you being you makes you magnificent and helps to change the world by putting out your energy and your love and everything that's unique to you. So again, relax and listen intently to your soul and your inner guidance. So let's get to the rat, which doesn't look so bad, right? We've got this cute rat here. But it's saying, be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. So we've got a theme going on here. Setting our boundaries, accepting our magnificence, listening intently to what our soul is trying to tell us, and then being true to what that is. What are the messages that are coming through? What is it, your soul, the animal realm, is trying to tell you? And by listening to that guidance and by being yourself, you are rewarded, right? You're rewarded for being you because you feel happier. It's like following your bliss, right? When you follow your bliss, doors open to you, and your bliss is part of who you are. It's understanding who you are, loving yourself enough to listen to your own inner guidance and follow that path. So, yeah. Have those boundaries, accept your magnificence, listen to that guidance, be true to yourself, and you'll be rewarded. Whatever success means to you. But you got to be yourself and be true to yourself. And I see so many people who are too busy out there listening to everything out there, what people are trying to tell them, or, they're following other people's belief system and they're caught up in other people's belief system thinking they need that. But it's about your beliefs. What are your beliefs? Because they're unique. And listening to yourself. What I find interesting about the dog is it says, Here we have these cute dogs, which reminds me of a couple of dogs I've had. My Maggie. There is, well, I moved it actually. There's a print of a terrier. It looks a lot like this one here. But it says, be disciplined in your home and community life. And what I get on that is, again, getting back to your sacred space and being true to yourself. And being, by disciplined, the dog, for those of you dog lovers out there, we know how authentic dogs are, the breeds and the personalities and everything. And they're unapologetic, right, about being who they are. So, again, it goes back to being yourself and being disciplined around being yourself. Be true to the people who are true to you, not to the narcissists of the world or the ones who don't respect your boundaries, getting back to boundaries. Be true to the ones who are true to you. And community, I think community is so important, but it's being part of community that's, again, true to who you are and not trying to become something else. Sometimes, again, we can get into a community and we're trying to bend our own beliefs and around what everybody else thinks. It's like that saying, you're like the top 5 people, or I think it is, that you hang around with. Have friends who love you for who you are, right? That's how the dogs are. They're not trying to change each other. So the friends who let you be who you are, who love you for who you are, who see your heart, your soul, and they love you for that, those are the ones you want to be around, not the ones who are trying to change you, who are trying to change your beliefs and your thought process, and they want you to be like them. You, beautiful soul, are unique. And that's the message here. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Accept your magnificent. Listen to that guidance within you. Be true to yourself, and the world, the universe will reward you. And, continue to be disciplined in that area and being you and within your community. Because your unique light is meant to be here and now, to shine out into the world in only the way that you can. No one else is exactly like you. So it's time for a little self-love. Tomorrow, I'm going to go get a pedicure. What do you have planned in the near future to kind of pamper you and be unique? If you get your nails done, do you like a certain color, not what somebody else wants? Just something to think about. So I hope you enjoyed these messages. Would love to see your comments. And I want to send you happy hugs for the new year. Thank you so much for being part of my community, whether you're in my group, the Animal Angel Connection on Facebook, or the Mustang Mindset Messages YouTube channel, or you're subscribed to my Animal Empath Journal on Substack. I want to thank you for being here. And I hope you have an awesome week ahead. Bye for now.